Welcome to this review of football action in and around Oxford over the weekend of the 21st and 22nd of February with Patrick Lock and Colin Ryde. Now, Patrick Lock, did the Mariners muck up your weekend for you?
Oh, yeah, a little bit, especially after a good win a couple of weeks ago against Worksop Town. I think we were hopeful that we could maybe get something out of a Marine team who were looking to push for the playoffs, but sadly City didn't really turn up, I have to say, on the day against a solid Marine defence. Rude to not say that, really, but yeah, not a good result, and with a few results going against us underneath as well, it wasn't a particularly good day, I have to say.
Okay, I think we can hear from Ross Jenkins. Post-match chat as usual, chatting to Andy Gate after that game.
Very disappointing. I thought it was a real scrappy game. I didn't think that we did the things that we tried to work on in training. I think we did it a couple of times. We created a good chance from one of them. But yeah, first contact, second balls, purpose in our play. I thought first half we were on our heels and we allowed them to grow into the game instead of taking the game to them. So yeah, it was a frustrating one. I think after Worksop away, I wanted us to then kick on and go again and turn the screw on another club at home. And I thought we were just really sort of like soft first half. I think that's probably the best word to use, a bit sort of indecisive and slow. Second half, obviously, we pick it up a little bit, but the two goals are very poor. The first goal is a little bit of work down their side, left-hand side, a little cutback for Jolly runs across and scores. Definitely preventable. I think we turned the ball over in the actual possession. And the second one, the free kick, I mean, I still don't know how he just walked in and tapped it in. So we need to look at the footage on that one because that was a really soft one and one that isn't acceptable. So, yeah, really mixed emotions because we've done so well last week. We've done well on a Leamington pitch to get something out of it. Probably could have got more with the red card decision or the penalty decision. Worksop, I thought we battled ever so well. I thought we'd done really well in possession as well at times. A bit of a gritty game, but going into this game at home, Marine, we know what they're going to do. They're going to play long and hook it forward. But yeah, we looked a little bit sort of caught cold first half, and then it's a big uphill to get going. So really mixed emotions because I wanted the team to kick on today because we've got two home games to really sort of kick on. And I don't think we did that today. And we left it too late to have a good go at the end. But the goals were really soft.
Okay, well, last week we both chatted about how football's a funny old game, Patrick, in the way that teams down the bottom of the league tend to take points off those at the top. City did that against Fylde, and Oxford United took points off Coventry and the weekend off Middlesbrough. So pick the bones out of that, Patrick.
Yeah, it's always a bizarre one, isn't it? And you probably do the stats and it will probably say that it's not that common, but it's just how it happens sometimes, isn't it? And sometimes it's hard for the teams at the top to break down a stubborn defence down the bottom, isn't it? So, I mean, I have to admit I didn't watch either game for Oxford United, but was it kind of the game where they were holding out for a 0-0, or did they have many chances? Or
I think they hit the post a couple of times, I think so. So I think they were probably unlucky not to get all 3 points, but they keep on saying it's a vastly improved performance. But then again, they got West Brom the weekend, Stoke City on Tuesday night as well. So, that
West Brom game looks like a massive game, doesn't it, with the league positions?
It does indeed, yeah.
Yeah,
so.
It's games like that you have to go and win, isn't it? And fortunately, sometimes it feels like those games are the ones that don't go your way. But
yeah, absolutely.
We'll see.
Anyway, no game for Banbury United, and Jamie Heapy probably wished his Didcot game had also fallen foul to the weather, Patrick.
Yeah, it's a remarkable game there. And, I mean, the headline for Didcot is Tiger Hall scoring his first ever hat-trick for them. They were 3-1 up at the break. Hall himself getting 2 of those, Cam Mills with the other. But Sporting Club Inkbarrow scored 5 goals in the second half. To overshadow that hat-trick. So it finished 6-4. And I have to say, Aidan Clark for Inkbarrow scored 4 goals himself. So 7 of those 10 goals going just to 2 men on the pitch. So, yeah, I'm sure it's always interesting to be involved in a game like that, isn't it? It's big, but I can't imagine Jamie Heapy was particularly pleased with being on the wrong end of that 10-goal thriller, really.
I think I'll spoil his pint of Guinness on a Saturday night, wouldn't that result for them? Anyway, 10 goals in the Inkbarrow versus Didcot game, 4 at Tame. but a better result for Matt Williams' side there, 4-0 win to Tame, Patrick.
Yeah, they're not quite in the playoff positions yet, though. Obviously, we're following them there, and they've been level on points with the team above them for a couple of weeks. Didn't manage to get in those playoff positions because everyone above them won. But they got a thumping win themselves. They were away at Beaconsfield Town and won 4-0 there. It was 2 goals in each half for Tame. The scoring was opened through Charlie Stowe. Harry Alexander got a second before the break. Mark Riddick then got a third for them after the break, and Dan West completed the scoring on 90 minutes. I must say hello to them as well, because they promoted the show for us last weekend, and you can go over to their social media channels as well and share the love over there, and you can watch all of the goals from their game there. So yeah, really good to see Tame doing well again, still picking up the wins, so still well on course to get that final playoff spot.
Yeah, we wish them all the luck in the world. Yeah.
Yes. Now, Colin, this is usually the point you hand over to me to talk through step 5 and 6, but I'll start with you this week, I think, because you visited Kidlington for the All Oxfordshire derby against Ardley United, didn't you?
Yeah, I did actually so, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, I have to say. Probably one of the funniest things was, when the referees have been bad, we talked about that on the podcast quite a lot, and there's the old saying, you don't know what you're doing, comes from the crowd. Well, in the second half, the ball went into the stand beside me, and some chap took 3 goes to get it back on the very short distance from the stand. Of course, the stand opposite started to shout, you don't know what you're doing. So I thought that was quite a funny old thing there. It's great fun down there. It's a really good game. I have to say it ended a 1-1 draw, bearing in mind that Ardley hadn't had a game since the 24th of January. So they had a month off, as it were. And it was a full-blooded local derby that ended with odds even, a 1-1 draw. At the break, it was all even, but George Cowmeadow of Ardleys came close to breaking the deadlock on 24 minutes. He hit the Kidlington crossbar. He also cropped up a game in the referee's notebook, getting a yellow card for decking Kidlington's number 4 Castle as Temples bowled over. But the 6th and 7th local derby ended goalless in the drizzle after the first 45. Now then, the second half didn't get off the best of starts because about 5 minutes in, there was a medical emergency in the Mike Gradwell stand. Both teams' medical staff were quickly on the scene. The referee stopped the game for about 10 or 15 minutes. And fortunately, I saw the casualty walk away with the medical staff after the game resumed. It did start again after about a 15 minutes delay with the floodlights on, the rain drizzling. It's coming across Port Meadow from the west of Queso, getting worse and worse and worse. A grey old day, but don't take anything away from these two sides. They were battling half the win. Kidlington's captain, Latham Hawkins, gave Kidlington the lead with a great free kick, glancing header. It's what you want from your number 5, and the captain heroics there put Kidlington 1-0 up. But Alfie Dunn scored the equalising goal for Ardley after putting the Kidlington goal under increasing pressure as the tackles flew in. And increased, they did, along with the number of cards being flown around. No red cards given, though, in the end, so it was all good there. So, point of peace for Kidlington and Ardley, I think. And we got an interview here, Mark Massingham, with his thoughts on this game.
Not upset, but not happy. It's a weird one because I just said to lads, I'm not going to knock their energy today. I mean, the pitch is heavy. I mean, fair play to the Killing Groundsman getting it on. But it's very, very heavy out there. And, it's very hard to go from not having nothing, just training, to playing the game. So in terms of energy, in terms of work rate, I thought the lads were superb. Lads that started, lads that come on. It was a real rust burner for a few of them. Because, when you don't play for as long as we have, you do get, you lose that little bit of sharpness. So I'm very happy from that point of view because the last 20 minutes, we were the fitter team. We were the team that something was going to happen, was going to make it happen. And in hindsight, when one of our players watches one of the chances back, it's missed from a yard out to 93rd minute, whatever it is. So happy from that point of view. Quality-wise, poor. Not going to knock the lads because there's reasons for that. You've got heavy legs, your quality ain't going to be there. But overall, happy, but realistic with it as well. And if we'd had a little bit more quality in key moments, it's a different story. But overall, I'm just happy to get a game on, Charlie. It's a weird one. When I actually put a message in this morning saying game on, players were more shocked than when we were saying it's off. So just happy a game's on. Just happy to be here on a Saturday.
Yeah, it's a rare occurrence for us to be playing a game of football. 28 days ago, our last game. Since then, in that time period, 7 games called off. Do you think that's had an impact on a few knocks we've had today against?
Oh, massively, because your figures there, 28 days, practically it's 4 weeks, isn't it? So that's
It's
four Saturdays.
season.
That's 4 Saturdays. That's 4 Tuesdays. It's hard. It's hard. And 3 or 4 of them games called off have been away games as well. So I know people always say it's hard, this pitch, but it's not. We've had some away games called off. So it's really hard for the lads to go, and they train brilliantly. We got a fantastic group with their energy and their desire. And you see that today, to go 28 days or whatever it is and turn up and outwork a team. The Kidlington are very dogged. Brad gets them set up in a very motivated team. And they're probably one of the hardest working. So we said we had to match that, and I really think we did. Yeah. So to go from not being competitive in games to doing that is really good, and I'm happy with that. So yeah, them stats there are worrying. Hopefully the league has better plans for how to stop that happening again.
And with us having no games, has that had an impact on training? Like, what have you had to alter your training in terms of having no games recently?
No, listen, we make it more game related and get people having fun. At the end of the day, it's step fight football. You got to have a good group, and you got to have fun with the group. These boys will work hard no matter what I get them to do. So we just try to have a bit of fun with it. The quality is always there, but it's very different to training on a 3G to going out there. And that's why we got a couple of knocks. We got muscle injuries. They've had long-term things, but they're just go from nothing to getting your body going. Sometimes you get little knocks and little niggles. So all in all, it's a good point because this is a hard place to come. Would it be a different story on another day? Well, it should be a little bit different with the chances we create in the last 20 minutes. But listen, game on, point, move on, good building block. We go again.
So there we are. That's the thoughts of Mark Massingham there. I've got some other interviews too, which we'll probably put in a later show. But yeah, it was great. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, it restores my faith in grassroots football because, I mean, the pitch was not good, right? They worked very hard. I spoke to got an interview with the Kidlington club secretary before the game. He said his best friends were a pitchfork, a bucket of sand, and he got 3 different weather apps on his phone. Okay, he keeps checking in case so. But I mean, volunteers Saturday morning, came out and got that pitch going. And the irony was that the previous Sunday, Oxford United had a second pitch inspection threatened to go right. And I thought, well, what's going on here? Because, these lads went out on that pitch and they played fantastic football. Right? It was a really enjoyable game, honours even at the end. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I hope to be going to Ardley soon as well. They are struggling to get games on at the moment, as we know, with about, 6 games in hand still. But they were very, very pleased to get that game on and probably bagged a point in the end as well.
Yeah, really good. Great advert for the local game, isn't it? And obviously we've got a lot of Oxfordshire sides in that division. And another team we need to keep a very close eye on is Wallingford and Crowmarsh. They were the big winners of the weekend. They won 3-0 away at Virginia Water. They were 1-0 up inside 10 minutes. Eden Higgs opened the scoring for them there. The latter 2 goals came in the final 15 minutes. James Williams and Ryan Shepherd scored those 2 goals. Wallingford right in the promotion picture as well. They're in the playoff position still. Maybe a bit of a tall ask to win the league, as there's a few teams that are absolutely flying there, including Windsor and Eton, who probably look like they're going to win the title. They've got several games in hand, so I expect they will fly up the lead. Fly up the league, I have to say. Get my tongue twisted. Windsor and Eton were against one of our Oxfordshire sides. They hosted Abingdon United. Abingdon United fell to a 2-0 defeat there. But otherwise, Milton United, they were back in action. They've had a kind of stop-start season in recent times as well. They recorded a much-needed 3-1 win at Amersham Town. John Mills, Noah Parson and Tarek Youssef with the goals there to beat Amersham. So, they're kind of up and around the higher points of the table as well. So who knows what's going to happen towards the end of the season in that league, as we've mentioned several times. There's games all over the place. But other than that, Northleigh Spring wasn't quite fixed in time for Saturday, so their game was called off. They're due to be at home against Broadfield United in a couple of weeks, I think, which has now been reversed to Broadfield's ground instead. So obviously not looking good there for Northleigh's pitch. So obviously hoping that they can get that sorted ASAP and then get some football back there. United Counties League, Easington Sports, they had a pitch inspection that failed as well, unfortunately, so their game was called off there. Hellenic Division 1, Wantage Town have finally found some bit of a form as well. But there was another Oxfordshire derby they were involved with. They hosted Carterton. Wantage won 3-2 on the day. Certainly not a disgrace for Woodsy's home club, Carterton, who have picked up a bit of form in recent weeks. But Wantage's goals came from Josh Davies scoring twice and Matthew Cheetham, all three of those goals coming in the first half there. Otherwise, unfortunately, the other two sides were beaten in that league. Clanfield went down to a 3-2 defeat against Ludlow Town, while Tame United reserves sadly fell to a 4-1 defeat against Stonehouse Town. On Sunday, there's a big game at the M Group Stadium. As 1,185 people watched Oxford United women fall to a narrow defeat in their Women's FA Cup fifth round tie. It was a 76-minute penalty that was the difference between the two sides. So certainly no disgrace for Oxford, who got to the latter stages of the competition. If they'd had a bit more luck with the draw, they could have faced one of the giants in the WSL. But Charlton was the team that they played. Sadly went out there. And I think, listen to the main show on Thursday, there will be some reaction from that game that our roving reporter K-Dog took on the day there. So, get some more reaction from that on Thursday night. But otherwise, the only other game that happened on Sunday was Abingdon United. They were defeated in the league, falling 2-0 down to Keynsham Town in the Women's National League Division 1 South West. Oxford City's match was sadly postponed against Badshot Lee due to a waterlogged pitch. So that is what happened this weekend.
Okay, so the weather seems to be getting a little bit warmer, so let's hope that it does stay that way and the rain holds off. If it does hold off, Mr. Patrick Locke, what are local football fans got to look forward to this coming weekend with your normal fixture focus there?
Yes, well, it's looking like a full fixture list at the moment, and the big games come thick and fast, especially for Oxford United and Oxford City. As we mentioned, Oxford United welcome West Brom to the Kassam Stadium. West Brom a couple of places above Oxford United and about 4 points above them, so it feels like a must-win game for Oxford United this weekend in their hopes for survival there. It's a 3 p.m. kickoff at the Kassam Stadium. 3 points a must also for Oxford City. They head to Kings Lynn, a very similar situation. A team not far above them in the league, so need to get 3 points. And it's starting to get to the stage, Colin, isn't it, that it's a bit of do or die, isn't it, with hope sort of staying up.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's really, if they don't start to put some wins on the board now, they're just going to run out of games, Patrick. I think he's done it before, though. He did it with Luton, almost got them saved last year. I think, as we said before, with football, it's sometimes the hope that destroys you, isn't it?
Absolutely, yes. And so both games there are a 3 p.m. kickoff. To have a look at some teams at a better end of the table, Banbury United are back in action. They're on their travels. They head to Stamford in Southern League Premier Central. In Division 1 Central, Tame United are on the road. They head to Enfield, while Didcot Town host Tavistock in Division 1 South. A day later, Oxford United are back in league action after their cup antics. Antics, is that the right word? Probably not, but we'll
Heroics,
go with it anyway. They head down the M5 to Exeter City in Women's National League South. Abingdon United, they are at home. They welcome Moneyfield to the North Court in Division 1 South West. And finally, Oxford City are on the road as well. They head to Fleet Town in the Southern Region Women's Football League Premier. So that is what is coming up this weekend.
Well, that's it for this week's Ox Sports Unleashed podcast review of Oxfordshire's football with Colin Ride and Patrick Locke. If you'd like your club to feature on this podcast or on our YouTube show that live streams every Thursday at 8 o'clock, then drop us a line at oxsportsunleashed@gmail.com. That's oxsportsunleashed, all one word, @gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for listening, and bye for now.